now, but I'm here to declare to you, your storm is temporary. I guarantee you, if you can just hold on, if you can just endure, if you can just persevere, you'll look back over today 5 years from now and laugh, because what you went through today helped catapult you into your future. Life in many ways is like a rubber band. If it's going to go somewhere, it has to have some tension. It's got to learn how to deal with resistance. You have to learn how to be stretched, and stretched to a point, but not break. Because the farther you stretch that rubber band, when it's released, the farther it can soar. And that's all storms do. They build up your tenacity. They build up your resilience. They build up your ability to fight the good fight of faith. So your storm is only temporary. Verse 41, it says, and they feared exceeding, and said one to another, what manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him? My final point today is, when you're going through your storm, you got to remember that Christ will be glorified in the storm. There's some things that we go through we just can't explain. There's some things that happen to us in life. There is no logical explanation. There's some things that many of you and many of us have endured in our path. And when we try to figure it out, and we've prayed about it, we've studied it, we've researched it, we've asked the prophet to give us a word, but nobody can really tell you why you had to go through what you went through. And I'm here to tell you that there are some situations that God allows you to go through simply for him to get glory. And somebody in this room today is in the midst of a storm. You're in the midst of a storm that has no logic to it. You're in the midst of a storm that has no rhyme or reason. You're in the midst of a storm that makes absolutely no sense to you or anyone around you. But I'm here to tell you that God, if he brought you and put you in it, he's able to bring you through it. And he's able to give you victory over it. Because he's the God that will be glorified in the storm. Will you look at one more person and just tell them peace? Peace. Wake up and say peace. Peace. In the midst of the storm. Y'all sound mighty quiet. Some of you still mad at me from when I talked about them abortions and you killing all them babies. But you better get over it and get that frown off your face, because you don't scare me. And you can stay mad, but go and sin no more. Unless a worse thing come on you. Since y'all gonna keep on looking all mad about it, let me go on back on it a little bit. You know good and well God didn't intend for murder to be no way to control birth. Some of you need to Google some of those pictures of those fetuses. And I don't care what the Supreme Court said. The Supreme Court has made a lot of decisions that's not right. It may be legal, but it's not right. In their decision in 1973, they claim that life only starts after birth. And they know that's not right, because if the fetus was not alive, how could it continue to grow? If the fetus was not alive, how could it continue to develop? Don't y'all make me stay on this, because I ain't scared. I really am not. And I've just turned more and more, I'm becoming more and more a social activist preacher, because I'm tired of us talking about the Red Sea and we going through hell down here on earth. I'm tired of us talking about Jordan River and we ain't got enough money to do what we need to do on earth. I'm tired of us talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and we act like we're going to hell in a handbasket. I don't know what's going on with me. It's a different anointing on me over these last couple of years, but I'm almost to that point where I almost have resolved I might lose my life preaching. But if I lose my life preaching, so what? Because if you ain't found something you're willing to die for, you don't deserve to live. And we just keep on killing these babies, killing these babies, killing these babies. Go look at some of these babies. They are giving folks abortions up to 6 and 7 months. These babies are fully developed. And then you know the baby is alive because the same woman that can choose to kill her own baby with no penalties, if somebody else killed her or if she was in a car accident and it killed that unborn baby, they would charge that person with feticide. Now, how can somebody else be charged with feticide and it's all right for you to kill your own folks? If we still had 10 million more black people alive, can you imagine the voting power we would have? This is over 12 million people since 1973. That's a lot of people. And y'all looking at me like I shouldn't say it. Well, if you don't want to hear it, you find a preacher that won't say it. But it's a storm. And folk act like everything the Supreme Court says right. It's legal, but it's not right. 2 men marrying one another. It's legal now, but it's not right. 2 women marrying one another. It's legal, but it's not right. In Oregon, they're allowing 15-year-old children to get sex change operations, and they don't even need parental approval. In the state of Oregon, it's legal, but it's not right. And y'all act like preachers ain't supposed to say nothing. I'm the most powerful man in the world because as a black preacher, I can say anything I want to say.